It was that fateful night of March 22nd to 23rd, 2020. After life has been fully put to a halt, I had decided from that evening I would go to lockdown. Before the lockdown, I decided to do some street exercising because the gyms were already closed. While walking, I was watching some people do some activities like fishing, and there wouldn't be as many people wearing masks. And on the last active day before going into lockdown, me and my mom had a street walk together right after doing grocery shopping. There was that one moment I almost tripped myself over, and so we were looking at some bikes. There turned out to be 5 of them. Up to half an hour later, we went to my grandma's house, and we had a visit that's much different than normal. And I wasn't even 0.1% used to it. To combat the anxiety of having to follow the stay-home orders due to SARS-2 outbreak, I decided to make a plan of constantly playing games, so that I could gain hope that time would pass much faster during the lockdown. Then there came March 23rd, the day that I started playing constant games to curb the anxiety and stress from dealing with SARS-2 outbreak. And whenever I didn't have anything essential like homework or assignments to do, all I really did was play the games. And of course, at the start of lockdown, it would very mostly be cloudy, rainy, windy, cold. Then 4 days later, I drank Schweppes for the first time in my life. So many fizz bubbles were dissolving, and it was so hard to drink it. But guess what? I did it. I did my first Schweppes drinking test. A couple of days later, we had to panic return to my mother's house to get the books for my online classes, as I thought that the online classes were already over. So all there was to do was just get the heck inside and grab the books, and then the next thing we did was return to my father's. The following day, we decided to have lunch at the balcony since we were already on lockdown, and it was a bright sunny day. And one thing I'm up to when I don't do a vlog is watching Roylab stats to follow which country grows more in the terms of cases than others. Amid the SARS-2 outbreak, I still did an April Fool's prank this year. I pranked both of my parents, telling them that I have SARS, the SARS outbreak from 2002. And then on April 3rd, I thought it would be a good idea to do exercise around the neighborhood, since there was nothing to do on the street due to lockdown. And then on April 9th, I was being silly throwing a ball. A ball that would be easy to stick to windows. April 14 was that day that I learned how to make chocolate chip cookies. So there I was, following the first steps of how to make the cookies, along with my father's help. Then we put the cookies in the oven, then eventually they became ready. April 21st was my birthday, and rather a birthday that is hard to forget. I had become 18 years old that day, and by coincidence, I hit a new milestone on my gaming channel, which was 6,000 subscribers. April 30th, me and my mother thought it would be alright to do a neighborhood walk in the evening. We were talking about having a big party around the month of June or July, and we were checking the situation of the pool. May 4th was when I heard the first bit of easing news, which was being able to go outside on the streets on a certain day of the week for 4 hours. On May 7th, I did another big neighborhood exercising, and then I opened a bottle of Schweppes, and oh my god, it was so lit. And then Mother's Day came along on May 10th, and that was just a different Mother's Day than how it always is. But in the early evening hours, I took my mom out for a walk in the park, especially in the basketball court. And then there came May 15th, the first day of relief after many troubled days. I was feeling very confident about being free to leave home after 53 straight days. Later that same interesting day, I reacted to the remix I uploaded about SARS-2 lockdown on my channel. On May 21st, even if it was a cold and cloudy day, I have decided to come to the playground and play some football and kick the ball in the goal. And then 1 week later, on May 28th, we have found out on the news that I can end lockdown in 3 days. And then on the following day, we were watching a virtual graduation ceremony for the class of 2020 amid the SARS-2 outbreak. But at one point, it finally turned to be June 1st, the end of a 70-day period of lockdowns. And because it was the end of the lockdown, instead of doing neighborhood exercising, I did street exercising for the first time after 10 weeks. Even if lockdown requirements came to an end, the streets were still almost empty. In the evening hours of that same day, we went to my grandma's house, and it was a big relief to see family again after 10 tough weeks. It was rather a coincidence that the last visit that we had before going into lockdown was at my grandma's house, and that the first visit after lockdown also turned out to be my grandma's house. Okay guys, so today it is Tuesday, June 30th, 2020. The day that I would like to say thank you so much for watching this documentary about how I spent 10 weeks in lockdown amid the SARS-2 outbreak. Hope you enjoyed it, and I'll see you some other day.